then why are we blaming President Trump for doing what all politicians do, which is go after his opponents? All this stuff about Donald Trump and, it's his fault and, nonsense. That's nonsense. It's absolutely crazy. But you know who I blame, Christina? Are you ready for this? I blame The Bachelorette. I think she chose the wrong guy on the finale, and that has just thrown America into a deep depression. What do you think?
Bachelor Nation strikes again.
She chose the wrong guy. I got to laugh a little bit today because this is really getting deep and heavy, and I'm starting to get depressed. So can we talk about The Bachelorette, please?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So she chose Jed, small head Jed.
I can't.
Small head Jed, which it was the most cringeworthy proposal ever.
Yes.
Can you play a little bit of that?
Oh,
can you play?
you
Please play Jed's proposal, or at least the song. So this guy always pulls out a guitar everywhere he is, and he's not a very good musician. He's mediocre at best. And so we have to sit through this while we're watching this program, as if it's not obvious the guy is totally into this because of his career in music, this career he thinks he's going to have.
Hold on.
Okay. Well, so Jed is the small-headed guy. He's very strange looking. I mean, she had like 24 beautiful men to choose from. And I mean, they are all like Greek gods. And she chooses this guy.
After all that you've been through, and those times you wish you knew.
Yikes.
Who was on the other side.
And meanwhile, she's smiling awkwardly.
We always knew it's me and you.
She's like wanting him to stop right now. She's like, oh wait, he's not done.
I have to say, I laughed out loud when I saw him carrying his guitar
Out of the limo?
Out of the limo. Like, laughed so hard. Like, why? Like, why?
I know, we don't need to hear it again, Jed.
No.
And I like how she goes at the end. She goes, I really like that. Like, no one believes you. No one really liked that.
No.
Did anyone really? Even Chris Harrison called it the most cringeworthy proposal ever.
It was horrid.
It was bad. It was so bad.
It just made me realize that she is so basic.
Oh,
she's basic.
So basic.
Like, I loved her at first
and
because...
loose.
Well, apparently. Oh, wait. Let me get that one ready.
Do you know how old she is?
Is she like 28?
No, she's 24.
Oh, stop it.
No, she's 24. She's got the mileage of a 45-year-old on her, though. She does. Play that clip. Play that clip.
Okay, here
I'm
we
not
go.
wrong.
Are you
I'm not
ready?
lying. I'm ready.
Here we go.
I did say there was something that Peter and I did twice. It was actually 4 times.
While his parents were in the audience clapping.
That was lovely. So she's not content to keep the the narrative going that she had relations twice in a windmill with Peter, the guy she didn't choose. But no, now it's 4 times, and she said that in front of Peter's parents.
And they were so like happily clapping when she said it. I was like, is this for real?
I know. His father looked like he was going to burst with pride.
He was like, oh my God. He like hit the mom with his elbow. He's like, did you hear? 4 times.
I know. And she's like, yeah, honey, good job.
And she didn't even choose him.
Yikes.
That was the other psychology of it to me was, she's, really putting on blast that she was very intimate with Peter. It says to me that she's foreshadowing that she's going to pick him. And then she didn't. And then she brags that she did something with him 4 times and then didn't pick him. Come on.
The guy had a plane. And he can go for 4 times in one night. I'm thinking she made the wrong choice.
She absolutely did make the wrong choice.
But, so she picks Jed, and then here's the big spoiler alert that happened on the finale, the second part, because now they're breaking it into parts,
Yeah.
That Jed just used her to get ahead in his career, which we all could totally see.
Oh, my God. He walked to the proposal with a guitar in his hand. What else do you need?
He had a girlfriend that he had lied to and said, "I'm just doing it for the
music.
the music."
Well, he held true to that all the way to the end. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know. He never quit doing that. And then Tyler, poor Tyler C. He's so cute. I know you think he's weird looking.
He's cute.
Oh, I think he's adorable.
No.
See, there's someone for everyone, Christina.
Well, and back to Peter, I did say in my head, so they did it 4 times and she still didn't pick him. Maybe there was a different kind of psychology that night. She was like, first time, oh, you know what? That was just the first time. Let's try again. Second time.
Maybe.
Oh, that wasn't really good either. Let's do it a third time. Third, yeah, that was good. Hey, and we'll wake up in the morning and try one more time. How about that?
And then it just didn't go well.
Didn't go well.
That's quite a theory.
Thank you.
That's possible.
Thank you.
But I think I prefer to think of Peter as doing well.
I don't know though, because if I was with someone 4 times one night and then didn't choose them to be my husband, I don't know. That's kind of rough.
All this and more with Christina Lynne, the amazing Christina Lynne, on News Radio WHAM 1180. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to News Radio WHAM 1180. I'm Megan Fox with PJ Media, sitting in for Bob Lonsbury. He's out and about in town today. You can go see him to raise money for Special Olympics down at, where is he again?
Duncan, Alexander, and Monroe.
Monroe, thank you. I'm on the wrong page, my notes here. So we were talking about Bachelorette. And do you know, I think we need to catch up the audience, though. Bob's audience might not be hip to the internet speak. Do you know what a THOT is, Christina?
I do.
THOT, THOT. It stands for that hoe over there.
Yeah.
I think we can safely say now that Hannah, the Bachelor, is a THOT.
Yeah.
And I have breaking news from TMZ about this.
Oh.
So you all know, well, you might not know because you don't watch this crappy TV that we watch. Is that Bob?
It might be, yeah. Hold on.
Okay. Bob is calling in, I think, because he's going to be telling us more about his Special Olympics fundraising that's going on out there. And then Christina and I can get back to the Bachelorette stuff. But TMZ is reporting that that Tyler and Hannah were caught on camera leaving her house very early in the a.m. doing the walk of shame. So we'll get to that in a second. But let's talk to Bob. Bob, how's the Special Olympics fundraising going?
Vocabulary issue. I challenge society's notion that is a walk of shame. You know what I'm saying? I think I think there should be high-fiving involved, right? A little bit of cock-a-doodle doing, right? Because they're not walking out early in the a.m. like that because he came to check the plumbing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what TMZ called it. It's not my word. That's just what they said.
It's a sign of, I don't know, some sort of success or whatever along those lines. Also,
that's true.
Another observation, if I could, ma'am, if you could try to suck on this show a little bit, okay?
Oh,
like when you're filling in for me, please don't look competent and available. All right, please don't do that. All right.
No, I'll try and muck it up here a bit.
Yes, really tone down the entertainment, okay, and do not be smart and do not make sense. Okay, please stop all those things.
You got it,
very
Bob.
quickly. Very quickly, friends, until 10 o'clock this morning, the Rochester Police Department is going to be at Monroe and Alexander out in front of the beautiful Dunkin' Donuts. Cops on top is the deal, and they're collecting money for Special Olympics. There are right now horses from the police department, motorcycles from the police department. There's a poor man on stilts juggling in the middle of the intersection of Monroe and Alexander. If you stop out, donate money for Special Olympics, it'd be a good thing. Ma'am, thank you so much. I apologize for intruding.
Oh, thanks, Bob. Thanks for doing what you're doing. We go on and see Bob. He's downtown. He's at Monroe and Alexander for the Special Olympics fundraising. It sounds like something fun for the kids to do. If there's jugglers and everything, geez. But yeah, TMZ, Christina, they're saying that they got pictures of Tyler C. leaving Hannah's apartment with her early in the morning. And I think Bob's right. I don't think he was there to help her with her plumbing.
Well, I mean, maybe some pipes were being cleared.
Well, so they went out for their drink because, see, she dumped Jed at the thing. She dumped him because of the girlfriend issue. And then at the live finale, she asked Tyler C. out for a drink. But apparently the drink led to an overnight visit, which I guess none of us should be surprised with this thought.
And I would like to point out that it was not Peter. for round 5, 6, and 7. Because 4 times is apparently it.
Four times. Okay, so I think I'm seeing a pattern here in television. Do you watch Bachelor in Paradise? Have you started watching this?
Yes, I do. And I hate to say that I do, but because I have such limited time to watch anything ever, and for some reason I watch that show. So,
well, it's for your job. You have to do that for work.
Yes.
That's my excuse. I do it for work. But no, I watched it last night. I watched the first episode, and so far Blake has been with Kaylin, Christina, Hannah, and it looks like he's going to be in with Tasha, whatever her name is.
Yep.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 girls. And what did I say last time? 1 in 4 people has herpes. It's again, we're playing herpes roulette on these Bachelor shows, and I think I've discovered why they do this. All right, if you watch any TV, any entertainment, like on Netflix, any of these shows, and I'm not talking about reality shows, I'm talking about the ones they write. It's basically this. People hooking up with other people, and this is what you watch all night long, is just random people hooking up with other random people and then breaking up and hooking up with their friend. And this is what they do. I think this is reality imitating entertainment, because these people on this Bachelor in Paradise, they're just imitating what they see on TV. This is what they think is reality. It's what they think is real life.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really think that's true.
Well, because before that was Real World, was the controversial reality show. And that was just watching everybody in a house doing it all together, like.
Now, I don't remember that show being an orgy.
No, I think Big Brother took over that that title.
Oh, Lord.
No, you're right.
I mean, it's just garbage. So much of what's on TV is garbage.
It is.
I want to know, where are the good stories? Where are the inspiring stories?
You got me on that one.
Well, because
I got to dig.
Entertainment really does influence the way people behave, I think.
For sure.
Right?
Well, and that's the thing. That's the mystery that I have when I watch shows like The Bachelorette and Bachelor is I go, this never happens in real life. No one person is dating 25 people and then in 7 days says, you know what? The 7 of you, I'm not feeling it, but I'm going to try to pursue it with the other 18. Like, that doesn't ever happen in real life. And when you're watching it, you have to step back and go, wait, hold on. She was just with him the night before and with a different guy the night before that, and then she says that she's in love with this one, but then and
they're all swapping spit. It's so gross.
It's literally not real reality.
It's gross. It's just gross, and I do think it influences the way that especially young people think. And we need some better influences in our culture. I'm Megan Fox, sitting in for Bob Lonsbury on News Radio WHAM 1180. We're going to talk about the culture and influencing it when we come back. Welcome back to News Radio WHAM 1180. I'm Megan Fox, sitting in for Bob Lonsbury on today's show. We are talking about Thought Patrol, the girls at the girls who are just too easy, and they're all over entertainment news and entertainment reality TV, and we're talking about The Bachelorette and why is entertainment so terrible. And right now, coming onto the program is someone who has a solution to our entertainment problem. I'm looking for the good stories. Where are the inspiring stories? Where are the stories that will inspire us to be better and not, slum-dwelling, thoughts, basically? I mean, where is it? And John De La Rose is the most dangerous Hispanic author in the science fiction world. He is the one and only. He is the captain of the Thought Patrol. And I just lost my screen, so I can't put him on the air, Christina. John, are you there?
I'm here, if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Okay, I just lost my screen. It's not you. John, entertainment is terrible. What's the deal, and how can we fix it?
Entertainment is terrible, and I've pretty much, at this point, with 2 young children, stopped watching all TV, not let them watch any new TV. I don't go to movies very often. There's just too much there. I mean, I took my kid to a movie the other day, and even in the previews now, I was watching it was a kids movie, it was a PG movie. I don't remember, but in the previews, they had a preview for the Downton Abbey movie, which is a show a lot of women watch these days.
Oh, I like that show. Are they ruining Downton Abbey?
In the preview, they had two men kissing on the preview in front of a children's movie.
Oh, no. Come on.
Yeah, it was happening. I mean, so they're trying to insert the sexualization of children into all media, and you just got to turn it off, and you got to find alternatives of people who are out there creating new content that is just going to be within your values, and you got to support that.
Can I be clear about something? I don't want to see a man and a woman. I don't want to show them kissing in front of my children either. Like, I don't understand why we have to show, sex on TV in front and in previews in kids' movies in front of kids. That's, to me, it's just wrong any way you cut it.
Yeah, you don't want to push that sexualization of 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds and have them wide-eyed and looking at that and then trying it with their friends. I mean, that's not healthy.
No, it's not. So tell us about what you're doing, John. You're writing entertainment, and maybe what do conservatives have to do to take back the entertainment business?
I think we got to push ideas in the opposite direction and actually show that you can live a different way. And so I actually wrote a science fiction trilogy that's going to be coming out in September. It starts with a book. It's called Justified. And my first thought was, what if I featured a sort of godly man character, and his entire thing is he's actually, keeping to his vow of celibacy and not going in this direction whatsoever. In this culture these days, it seems so absurd and so crazy that anybody could do that. But I want to show that it can be done, and that the whole focus of things doesn't have to be sex. You can have a story without that in it, and so I hopefully accomplish that, and hopefully still told an entertaining story that people will like it, regardless of that.
If you look back at the greatest books of all time and the greatest stories of all time, they have common themes: courage, strength, inventiveness. The great themes of the great books don't include sex and degeneracy. Like, none of it.
Yeah,
they don't last. That doesn't last. Like, Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn don't have any of that. And yet they last. They lasted to today, and they're still relevant today. What are your themes, John? What are the kinds of themes that you focus on?
I try to focus on, because I also think we have a problem in culture these days with masculinity being presented as an evil thing. And so I wanted to present a good masculine character who's trying to work hard, who's trying to protect innocence. I think protecting innocence is something that's very important in our society that definitely our culture is not doing right now. Loyalty is another big theme that I want to show as something positive, and fighting for what's right, regardless of how it hurts you personally.
I think that's really important. I think those big themes, of loyalty and love and faithfulness and courage, and those themes are so important to put out there. Those are the things we want our children to do. That's how we want our children to become brave and courageous and faithful and have good families and strong morals. And yet we put them in, the television is just full of garbage, and it's garbage in, garbage out.
Absolutely. We have to disconnect our children from the internet. We have to disconnect them from a TV. For parents, I mean, I do not let my kid have a TV in their room or the internet in their room at all. I make sure I monitor anything that's on, and it's under my supervision at all times. And you have to do that, because otherwise, not only are they going to be influenced by some of this entertainment, but there's people out there on the internet who want to connect with children and harm them also, and you got to keep them away from that.
Yeah, it's a really scary place. It's a scary time to have children, to raise children. It's very difficult. And John, tell us the names of your books. You've got books for sale right now, too, and they're good for teens to read, too, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got a couple, and they're not quite as on the nose with the thematic as my new one that's going to be coming out. I went a little more with just a lighthearted, entertaining stories with the ones that I've got out so far. Because I think also, like, everything's been really dark and really depressing in culture a lot. So I just wanted something fun for people. So my main one that's very popular is called For Steam and Country. And it's just about a girl. She inherits an airship from her father in this fantasy world, and she has to go. Actually, she finds out he's still alive, and she has to go help rescue him. And then I've got a superhero book, which actually is a romantically themed superhero book, and she's dating the superheroine is dating a villain under her secret identity. It's called Flying Sparks, but I do not go into anything other than PG sort of content in it, so it's definitely fine for children, which comic books should be. And so Flying Sparks is definitely aiming to replace that industry, which has gone a little too far in that extreme.
Oh, yeah,
also.
comics has gone crazy. I mean, they're just, talk about inappropriate. So Flying Sparks is graphic novel, is that correct, or comic book?
Yeah, graphic novel, comic book. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you guys have got to check it out. The artwork is really good. So if you like comics, if you are worried about what your kids are reading, check out John Delarose and his work. Because he's got a lot of great stuff. And there are, John and I both belong to a conservative libertarian fiction alliance group that puts together authors from the libertarian and conservative perspectives. And they are putting out content every single day that is family friendly, good for kids, good for adults. Not all of it is for kids. Some of it is adult, some of it's horror, but it's all around these themes that push us to be better, instead of dragging us down to the gutter, which I think is what is mostly on entertainment television. I'd like to remind you that the Van Bortle Ford phone and text line is open at 222-1180, 222-1180. If you have a question for John or for me, or you have just a comment you want to make, go ahead and call in. Christina, I'm still down with my computer, so I can't see anything. So if you have anybody, just let me know. Okay. We've got a phone call on the line, but we're going to wait because we'll take him after the break. John, can you hang on with us after the break?
Sure thing.
All right, wonderful. We'll be back to talk more about culture and the gutter culture that we are. It's just a dumpster fire, folks. I'm Megan Fox sitting in for Bob Lonsbury on News Radio WHAM 1180. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to News Radio WHAM 1180. I'm Megan Fox with PJ Media, and we are talking about our dumpster fire culture. But before we get back to that, Bob Lonsbury is around town. He's not on the phone yet. Well, he is around town, and he's raising money for the Special Olympics. He's downtown today at Monroe and Alexander, raising money for the Special Olympics. And we'll just go back to John until he calls in. Christina will let me know when he's here. John, we have a caller on the phone. This is John Delarose we're talking to. He is an author of science fiction and comic books, and he writes things that you don't have to hide from your children. And he writes things that help our culture. And we've got Ted on the phone, and he's got a question. So let's go to Ted. You're on WHAM 1180. Ted, how can we help you?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. So going back to The Bachelorette, here's my point of view, and I don't know that this has been really shared other than in like comments and stuff on social media, right? So when that trip Hannah comes out for the tell-all, she gets standing ovations, everyone cheers, screams, hollers, yet that Jed is so hated, right? He's so hated for having a girlfriend before. Yet she was sleeping with a guy days leading up to quote-unquote getting engaged, right?
Yep.
Yet she is so celebrated, and she's such a great person. And to me, it's a snapshot of what's wrong with America right now. It's a snapshot into celebrating, what's right, what's wrong is right, and what's right is wrong.
You're so right, Ted. Thank you for calling. John, I'm so with him. Oh, my goodness. What do you think?
I've got a question for the caller. Can you imagine as a man going through with an engagement under those conditions? Like, how could you ever trust this woman?
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not on the phone anymore. But
he's not? Oh, that's too bad.
But still, you're right, though. How could you? And he's right. And I think that's probably why I watch it, is because it's such a snapshot of what is wrong with America. He's absolute. Ted, you're a genius. And we're going to go to Bob real quick. Bob Lonsbury is on the phone. He's going to give us an update to what's going on with him.
Thank you, and I apologize for intruding very quickly until 10 o'clock, which is coming up, dear friends. You can stop off at Monroe and Alexander and make a donation. Wonderful officers, the Rochester Police Department, collecting money for the Special Olympics until 10. Monroe and Alexander, stop out, donate. Appreciate you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Bob. All right, John, so, getting back to what's going on with our dumpster fire culture, what do we do about this? Because it is a snapshot of what's wrong with America when you look at a dating show that's got a girl sleeping with like 3 guys before she gets engaged, and she's the one getting all the applause, and the guy who says, no thanks, I don't really want the herpes, he's the bad guy?
Well, I got to say that the applause is fabricated, too. I believe most Americans have the same reaction we do in disgust and horror of this, and that these networks actually set up sort of marketing things to make the applause look a lot bigger than it is, and to make the jeering of traditional values look as bigger than it is. And it's to try to influence you psychologically. So we have to support different content, alternative content, different, turn off the TV, or there's a service now called PureFlix, I believe.
Yes.
Which has new stuff, which is looking good on the television front.
Yeah, it's a streaming service. Lisa's on the phone. She's got a comment on the subject. Lisa, welcome to News Radio WHAM 1180.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Megan, you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
Ethics and morals are what's lacking. There's just none anymore. Back in the late 80s, there was this 10-part series, Ethics in America, and it was really good. And it had people like Judge Scalia, who was brilliant on there, a panel of all different kinds of people. And it seemed like the journalists, like Mike Wallace and Peter Jennings, struggled with ethics more than the whole other panel. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, Lisa.
And morals.
I appreciate the call. John, what do you think about the ethics and morals in America?
I think we do have a problem, and I think the caller nailed it on the head again with journalism, especially with journalism on the left. You see that they're often colluding with these studios to try to push the narrative. And they do it for a simple reason, because they know that if they push the narrative that these studios want, they'll get access to these studios, and the studios will promote them. So unfortunately, there's a symbiotic relationship that's all based on money that is incentivizing this culture to go in this direction.
Thank you, John Delarose, for being on the program today. Everybody, go check out his books on Amazon. He's really a talented writer, and you can find him on Amazon right now. And I'm Megan Fox, sitting in for Bob Lonsbury on News Radio WHAM 1180. We'll be back.